I didn't run for very long because my rooster came to my rescue. He chased down that turkey and they had themselves a little fight. My grandma had to come out there with the broom and she was whacking the turkey on the butt with the broom. It was like, blah, 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 you know, and the chicken was all blah, 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 blah. It was so hilarious. Oh my God. I was laughing so hard. And my grandma said, "This doggone turkey." I don't know what his problem was. He was mean. We got rid of him. He became somebody's dinner. Just so hilarious. Oh my God. But she had one of those, like those corn straw brooms, you know? Or whatever, hay broom. I don't know what they are. It's a broom. But, that turkey's feathers are all spread out. She's whacking him on the butt. She was afraid to hit the rooster. She didn't want to have him flying like baseball. Oh my God. I was just imagining that. She's just like, and it's like the rooster goes, boo, and flies back. Ah, no. Poor rooster. But, oh man. Got some good times. So we also had a goose. We did have two. We had a white one and we had a gray one that, you know, those gray ones that have like some black and white on them. Not the Canadian geese. This is like a regular old, like, I don't know, a goose. I don't know, just a goose. So I thought that the gray one was a boy and that the white one was a girl, and I named them, I was 14 at the time, named them Cindy and Seymour. Oh my goodness, she's looking so cute. I'm not going to comb her hair. No, sorry, Bob. I am not. Oh, these are perfect. Look, they're like orange with green. Can you see that? Little hair ties. Match her outfit. I'm going to find another one. So we kept the goose. Oh, so yeah, Cindy was the boy. Seymour was the girl. And I don't know, I honestly don't remember what happened to her. I think we might have sold her. We probably sold her. More than likely, probably sold her. So we had our goose in like the furthest part back in the yard. And we had a pool in there. You know, he had his own area. And, you know, we called him Cindy. Whatever, it's goose. That goose hated my guts. I raised that goose. I don't know what its problem was, but it hated me. I'm like, whatever, goose, whatever. But my grandma would be like, go back there and fill up the goose's pond and get him some clean water and feed him. And I didn't mind or care about feeding any of the animals except for this one. And I'm like, oh, Grandma, like, do I have to go back there and feed that goose? He's so mean. And she's like, that's because you pick on him all the time. I'm like, I don't. I did. Saved your life. So anyways, this one day in particular, I was in a really good mood. I remember I was like kind of bebopping around, you know. And I really did not want to feed the goose. And I was just like, oh, how can I get out of doing this? But I couldn't get out of doing it. I had to. So, the goose is like in the back of the pen, and he sees me and he starts coming up. You know how the geese like honk or whatever, you know, and he put his head down. He's like hissing at me and stuff, and I'm like, shut up, you know. Like, what's wrong with you? So, I could fill up the water from the outside. So I filled up the water from the outside, and I was able to get a stick and like dump the food, because it's had feathers and stuff in it, and put some new food out for him. And the pool, though, was further back. So, just trying to get her ponytails even. So I'm just like looking at the pool like, oh man, I gotta do it. It broke. So the goose comes up to where the food was, which it wasn't by the gate. It was like further down. So that's where the goose was. Her clips have little hearts, little rainbow hearts all over them. So while the goose was busy eating, I had already had the water hose on and everything. And I grabbed the hose, and I'm like watching this goose the whole time, you know. This outfit also came from Pat Pat, and these socks are also Gerber. I'll show them to you though. So I'm like, you know, I'm really keeping an eye on that goose now, because I don't want my hiney pinched. And he sees me and he starts honking here and honking there, and I'm like, eat your food, you stupid goose. So I get to the back of the yard safely and everything, and he's still up there eating. So I got the water hose, you know, and I'm filling up his pond. I had to dump it out because it's full of poo-poo. And so I start filling up his pond, and I'm not going to put my back to that goose, you know. So I had my back to the back of the pen, and I'm standing behind the pool. Hers is a sleeper. Those other ones are little short rompers. Hers is actually a little sleeper. So I'm watching the goose, and I'm like, hurry up. I'm wanting this water to hurry up and fill up. And I'm not smart enough to think that I could probably just go ahead and leave the enclosure now, because I can always pull the water hose back. So I'm standing there waiting for the water to fill up. The goose gets done eating. And here's the socks. A little flower, pink flower. And of course he knows where he's going. He's coming right for me. And her socks, she is also in Cold Toast Club, and she wants these little fruit socks on. And she's going to be wearing this little romper. It's probably too big for her, but that's okay. This is some outfit that Auntie Memorial sent, navy with polka dots and strawberry, and a little Carter's bow, and it has a strawberry bum bum. So, those are actually pink, not red. Oh, I don't care. So yes, the goose is like, you know, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, because the goose is between me and the gate. And I'm like trying to figure out how in the heck I'm gonna get out of there. And I shouldn't have done this, but I ran. Because I finally figured out that I could leave the hose and just go out the gate, right? Yeah, so I started to run, and the goose is quickly coming after me, and I didn't make it around quite fast enough because I'm a clumsy klutz, if you guys haven't noticed. So, so the goose is like hot on my heels, right? And I'm like, Grandma! You know, I'm like screaming. And the goose is all, you know, it's like really coming after me. And I'm like, stop it, Cindy! Stop it! You know? It's still coming at me. So I don't know what to do. So I just like turned around and it was like right there. And so I just grabbed it by the neck. I spun around in circles like 3 or 4 times. And when I got to where I was, you know, even with the back of the yard, I let him go and he flew backwards. he caught his wings and he kept, you know, he fluttered down to the ground. I was out of the gate by then, but I'm like, no, you don't. And my grandma comes out there, what are you doing to my goose? I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I'm like, your stupid goose is trying to eat me. She's like, well, leave him alone. Quit picking on him. I'm like, I'm not picking on him. I was getting him some water for his pond. Anyways. Good times, good times. We finally, eventually sold the goose. But, yeah. That was great. It was really great. Me and that goose, we used to fight. We'd go round and round and round. Hold on 1 second. I need to grab my brush. Because Lotta, her hair is, oh my gosh. I'm just going to brush her hair for you guys so you can just see the beauty. I have put nothing in her hair at all. Nothing. This is how she came to me with this kind of hair. She's also from AliExpress, if you guys haven't figured that out. 24 inches, and she's the Fritzy, the replica of the Fritzy kit. Look at that. I love her hair. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? Yes, it's too big for you, ma'am, but that's okay. We just gonna leave it. I do need this comb to part her hair. So, have you guys ever had any experiences with any farm animals or just animals in general? Silly animals. I once got into a fight with a squirrel. Kept throwing nuts at me. My grandma said, leave that squirrel alone. I was like, Grandma, I'm just sitting here. She's like, well, you're bothering him. I'm like, what? My grandma was great. She was hilarious. But yeah, I had a horse. His name was Julian. My sister had a pony. We fell off that pony once. I hit my head on a rock. But don't worry, I lived. Okay, now here's the rainbow. My little rainbow girls. Oh my goodness, let me see if I can get them set up here. Lola, Layla, and Lotta. Oh, look how cute they are. So sweet, little sisters. Oh, yes, they're so sweet. So, I love that you hung out with us today. And I hope you return to us every Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday, plus bonus videos I upload throughout the week. We appreciate you, and we send you love and blessings and light and energy and warmth and all that good stuff. And we hope you come back. So from the triplets, and all of the babies here at Thomason's Once Upon a Nursery. We want to say thank you to Miss Renee for hosting our hashtag and our theme, which is rainbows, on Toddler Tuesday. All right, guys, see you tomorrow. Do I look like them?